Y saludamos a otra leyenda, siempre parte de la gran familia del boxeo mexicano y del boxeo internacional, Humberto La Chiquita González.
Ahead of the August 24th fight between Floyd Mayweather and Victor Ortiz, a virtual press conference was conducted that ended in a heated exchange between the pair. Ortiz called Floyd Mayweather a cheat, referring to his controversial win in 2011. And now, Floyd also promised to knock him out again as they prepare for an exhibition rematch. The undefeated boxing legend Floyd Mayweather is set for another exhibition match against his past rival Victor Ortiz. The bout is reportedly scheduled to take place on August 24th in Mexico, per Michael Benson. It had been 13 years ago when money knocked Ortiz out to dethrone him as the World Boxing Council welterweight champion. Ortiz and Mayweather already have faced each other in September 2011 when Floyd Mayweather knocked out Vicious after the latter landed a headbutt in the fourth round. Indeed, it wasn't one of Mayweather's proudest moments inside the ring, as his win was deemed by many as nothing short of controversial. Mayweather was slightly ahead in the scorecards, but Ortiz wasn't doing bad in the first 3 rounds. However, things took a wild turn in the fourth when Vicious intentionally headbutted Money out of rage and frustration. Ortiz quickly apologized and was reprimanded by points deduction. Before Vicious gets to his fighting stance in the resume, Mayweather was already able to land a 1-2 combination that ultimately knocked Ortiz out.
Also in the house, Jaime Munguia. Here, check out Jaime, fresh off the Canelo fight. Showed a lot of heart, went all 12 rounds.
The humiliating loss significantly impacted Ortiz's boxing career in a negative way, as everything went downhill for him since that moment. The controversial ending left many fans disappointed, but a rematch never materialized. Ortiz has lost 5 out of his last 10 fights since 2011 and is already viewed by many as irrelevant. On the other hand, Mayweather has been enjoying quite an exhibition boxing career, with this match already his 8th so far. Mayweather is coming off a win over reality TV star turned mixed martial artist fighter and boxer Aaron Chalmers. Meanwhile, Ortiz last fought in 2022 when he won via decision over Todd Manuel. The reality of Floyd Mayweather officially announcing a fight to be held on Mexican soil has shaken the boxing world both in the sporting and extra-sporting sense. While some believe that a show against Mexican Victor Ortiz is worth seeing again, there are others who are concerned about the safety and integrity of the multiple world champion. This Monday, ESPN's Salvador Rodriguez announced on X that the 5-division champion will face Ortiz on August 24th at the Plaza de Toros, Mexico, in the Mexican capital, which is the world's largest bull ring, boasting a capacity of 41,262. Rodriguez wrote, "I'm told Floyd Money Mayweather will announce an exhibition fight against Victor Vicious Ortiz for Aug. 24 at Plaza de Toros, Mexico. They will give more details on Wednesday." Mayweather knocked out Ortiz in 2011 by catching him off guard after a headbutt. And in preparation for the exhibition rematch against Victor Ortiz, Floyd Mayweather and Victor Ortiz had a virtual press conference where the teams of both fighters were present to discuss their upcoming exhibition match.
Gave an update that Mayweather's not there, Victor Ortiz was there, and then Mayweather took down the flyer. Here, check out Jaime, fresh off the Canelo fight. Showed a lot of heart, went all 12 rounds. It's no shame losing to Canelo.
Seeing that Floyd Mayweather is still held hostage in Dubai, they had to settle for a virtual press conference, a kind of press conference boxers became used to during and immediately after the lockdown. From the look of things and from the outcome of the press conference, it seems like all is set for an August 24th exhibition rematch between the two fighters. However, while the press conference was going on, things soon became bitter between the two fighters as Victor Ortiz accused Floyd Mayweather of cheating and robbing him of his World Boxing Council welterweight title. "You're a cheater, and I will never forgive you for that. You cheated me and robbed me of my title." Floyd Mayweather then responded to Ortiz, claiming he wasn't held by the authorities after winning, and that was a clear win. He claimed he would have won even if they went to the scorecards, so he was only helping Ortiz from suffering further. I didn't lose the belt. The authorities didn't question my win. So how's that cheating? I was ahead on every scorecard and would have won, regardless. You should thank me for stopping you from suffering more." Then, Floyd Mayweather left him with a promise, saying he'll knock him out again. Should this happen, the many boxing fans who have labeled Mayweather a cheat will give him some breathing space. This happened at the end of the conference, where both fighters made several comments regarding the fight before eventually trolling each other afterwards. Mayweather called time on his storied pro career when he registered his 50th victory against Conor McGregor in a money-spinning Las Vegas showdown back in August 2017. However, the former pound-for-pound king has returned to the ring in the form of several exhibition bouts. But the 47-year-old is set to lace up the gloves again for another exhibition bout in what will be a rematch of one of his pro fights. Money met Ortiz in the 42nd bout of his pro career, and the fight ended in controversial fashion. He stopped vicious in the 4th round to defend his WBC welterweight world title. Ortiz inexplicably headbutted Mayweather, who complained about the move to referee Joe Cortez. The official separated the fighters and signaled for timeout before deducting a point off Ortiz. Upon resuming the fight, Ortiz hugged Mayweather, who wasted no time in launching an attack. He landed a brutal combination that landed flush on his opponent's chin, flooring him in the process. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Victor Ortiz, billed as star power, was a championship fight for Ortiz's WBC welterweight title. The bout was held on September 17, 2011 at the MGM Grand in Paradise, Nevada. From round 1, Mayweather used his speed, skills, and accurate right hand to tag Ortiz repeatedly. Mayweather seemed in control through the first 3 rounds, and he was ahead on all scorecards, as the judges scored 30-27, 30-27, 29-28 for Mayweather. Emboldened by Ortiz's inactivity in giving up the first 3 rounds, Mayweather opened up on him in the 4th with a wicked collection of headshots from all angles. But in the 4th round, Ortiz found some success, landing a few shots and stinging Mayweather before backing him into the corner. Ortiz then caught his man on the ropes and let fly. Mayweather was briefly inconvenienced. There followed, however, the weirdest ending to a fight since Evander Holyfield lost an ear to Mike Tyson in 1997. Ortiz battered Mayweather on the ropes as he reacted to the rising temperature of the contest, but when he blatantly rammed him with his head, the farce began. Ortiz hit Mayweather in the face with an apparently intentional headbutt, busting open a cut on the inside and outside of Mayweather's mouth. Referee Joe Cortez immediately called timeout and penalized Ortiz a point for the foul. Ortiz, seemingly acknowledging his wrongdoing, hugged and kissed Mayweather in the corner. Cortez motioned the fighters back together to resume the fight. The fighters touched gloves, and Mayweather seemed to half-heartedly return another hug from Ortiz. Then, with Cortez looking away from Mayweather, and as the fighters separated from the hug, Mayweather caught Ortiz with a left hook. Ortiz was stunned by the punch, and, still not raising his hands to defend himself, was hit with a flush right to the face. Ortiz dropped straight onto the canvas and was unable to beat Cortez's count. He was on his knees grabbing the ropes when the count reached 10.
Danny Garcia said to Joe Cortez, warn him about the elbow because, he throws his elbows, but he blocks.
I took the break exactly as I was told, and then he blindsided me. Ortiz said, "I'm not a dirty fighter, and I apologize for the headbutt. As far as I'm concerned, I came to entertain the fans, and I think I did that. There was mixed communication with the referee. It was a learning experience." "In the ring, you have to protect yourself at all times," Mayweather said. "After it happened, we touched gloves, and we were back to fighting, and then I threw the left hook and right hand after the break. You just gotta protect yourself at all times." After the interviewer Larry Merchant pressed Mayweather on whether or not what he did was unsportsmanlike, Mayweather told the interviewer he never gives him a fair shake and should be fired. Cortez plainly thought it was a fair ending, but the 22,000 fans who booed the winner for several minutes, then loudly acclaimed the loser, were of a different opinion. I would say the fault was marginally with Ortiz, who, although disoriented by the left clip to his jaw, should have been aware of the danger. He was ultimately outsmarted by a man who has not always followed the rules of life, but certainly knows the ways of the jungle.
Showed a lot of heart, went all 12 rounds. It's no shame losing to Canelo. Canelo's an all-time great as a Hall of Famer.
In 2018, he stopped Japanese kickboxer Tenshin Nasukawa. While Floyd Mayweather Jr. arrived several hours late on the night, his in-ring timing was fantastic. Boxing's biggest star knocked down Japanese kickboxing sensation Tenshin Nasukawa 3 times before their scheduled 3-round boxing exhibition was stopped in the first round by American referee Kenny Bayless in Saitama, Japan. The 41-year-old Mayweather, well aware how badly his aggressive adversary wanted to knock him out, wasted no time in flooring the overmatched Nasukawa with a lunging left hook, just 1 minute and 8 seconds into the bout. The 20-year-old Nasukawa was buzzed badly, but he beat Bayless's count. Nasukawa tried to fire back at Mayweather, who covered up, took Nasukawa's punches on his gloves, and dropped his smaller, younger opponent for the second time with a right hook at the 1:15 mark of the first round. Nasukawa's head snapped back violently, and he fell flat on his back, and then Nasukawa still managed to get up again. Mayweather, more aggressive than usual, pounced on his vulnerable opponent. The undefeated 5-division champion caught Nasukawa with a right hand to the top of his head that sent a stumbling Nasukawa to the canvas for the 3rd time. Once Nasukawa hit the canvas that 3rd time, with 48 seconds to go in the first round, his trainer threw in the towel and entered the ring. Bayless then waved an end to the exhibition. Judges weren't assigned to score this spectacle at Saitama Super Arena. Thus, it would have been ruled a draw if it lasted all 3 rounds. The bout doesn't count on Mayweather's unblemished boxing record of 50 wins and 0 losses in 50 fights, including 27 knockouts. Before the exhibition, Mayweather hasn't fought since he stopped UFC superstar Conor McGregor in the 10th round of their scheduled 12-round, 154-pound boxing match 16 months ago at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Nasukawa never had strictly boxed before their meeting, as he has achieved stardom in his homeland as a kickboxer and a mixed martial artist. He has gone 27-0, including 20 knockouts as a featherweight kickboxer and 4-0 in MMA matches, with 2 knockouts and 1 submission. Mayweather's demolition of Nasukawa barely took 2 minutes. The main event of a 13-bout card on New Year's Eve was delayed several hours due to Mayweather's late arrival to the arena and began more than 8 hours following the opening bell for the first fight. Nasukawa and promoter Rizin Fighting Federation had hoped to become better, broader brands by beating the aged Mayweather. Luring Mayweather to Japan even for an exhibition made the event successful, but Mayweather's demolition of Nasukawa won't be good for the young fighter's reputation. Mayweather claimed through his Instagram account prior to arriving at Saitama Arena that he would be paid $9 million for facing Nasukawa. Previous published reports stated Mayweather would make much more than that, $88 million, according to one Japanese outlet, for this trans-Pacific trip. Leonard Ellerby, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, repeatedly stated before the exhibition that Mayweather would earn 8 figures for his participation in this event. Other than that, the exhibition received little publicity in the United States, perhaps by design. Not only is Nasukawa extremely inexperienced in boxing, he was much smaller than the 5'8" Mayweather. Nasukawa typically fights at featherweight, 126 pounds, in kickboxing. Their exhibition was contested at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds. Mayweather's size and strength advantages were obvious immediately against an over-anxious opponent who wasn't accustomed to taking punches from someone so much bigger than him. And afterwards, he faced Logan Paul in his biggest exhibition match till date, and then Don Moore, both in non-scored contests. The boxing legend then beat another Japanese opponent in Mikuru Asakura before defeating Deji Olatunji in Dubai. He also took on former MMA fighter Aaron Chalmers and hasn't fought since his chaotic clash against John Gotti III, which ended in a mass brawl. 5-division world champion Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III ended in an ugly brawl between the fighters and their camps. The contest was scheduled for 8 2-minute rounds. Because the fight was sanctioned as an exhibition, no official winner was announced and no judges were assigned to score the fight. Since retiring, Mayweather has taken part in numerous exhibition fights. The most high-profile exhibition fight to date was a clash with social media star Logan Paul in 2021. 30-year-old Gotti, the grandson of organized crime icon John Gotti, turned professional in boxing just a year before the fight. He also held a 5-1 record in mixed martial arts. Before the contest began, there was a loud Gotti chant from the crowd, a big delay before the start of the first round because there was a mob of people in Mayweather's corner that security and others had to clear out.
Calm down, calm down. Calm down.
Once the first round started, Mayweather was toying with Gotti and began to unload with punches from the start. Gotti was pinned against the ropes and covering up, and not throwing much of anything in return. It was a complete mismatch, with Mayweather landing whatever he wanted from all angles. Mayweather was dancing, trash-talking, and having fun in the ring. In the second, Mayweather was picking his spots with punches to the head and body. Gotti actually threw a few shots, but they were too slow and hit air. The third round saw Mayweather come out in a shell and dared Gotti to bring the fight to him. Gotti refused to take the bait. He tried to throw more punches, but not much landed. Mayweather continued to tag his body with hooks and then came back upstairs. Gotti was too slow with his punches to connect in the fourth. Mayweather pinned him against the ropes and began to unload with shots to the head and body. Gotti tried trash talking and got popped in the face for his trouble. In the fifth, there wasn't much of anything from either guy, as Mayweather was taking his time and picking his shots. Before the start of the sixth, referee Kenny Bayless warned both men for their continued trash talking and antics in the ring, and warned that he would stop the fight if they continued to ignore him. Bayless had warned them several times for their trading of obscenities during the bout. Once the round began, they continued to trash talk and use rough tactics, so Bayless had finally seen enough and waved off the fight. Once the fight was waved off, Gotti lost it and went after Mayweather, and they began to brawl. Both camps stormed the ring, punches were thrown by both sides, and there was an ugly mob scene that lasted for some time as the entire ring was filled with bodies. Even after Gotti and Mayweather were escorted out of the ring, fights erupted inside the ring between both camps, and the craziness continued outside of the ring. A member of Mayweather's team got on the mic and pleaded with those in attendance to safely leave the venue without further violence. Despite retiring from the sport in 2017, Mayweather has returned time and again to the ring, and his fans have generally supported him in these exhibition fights, and he's set to return once more as he takes on Victor Ortiz in an exhibition rematch. With the first virtual press conference, all looks set for the bout on August 24th. However, the fight against Ortiz has sparked mixed opinions, some of them because of the level of performance the fight would demand, while another going as far as fearing for Floyd's integrity in his move to Mexico. As you know, Mayweather has made quite a fortune during his time in boxing, and he likes to show it. In fact, that's why his nickname is Money. Some speculate there could be a temptation for criminal groups operating in Mexico. If Floyd goes to Mexico, he won't come back to the United States. The cartel will buy security. It won't be worth going to the event. The mafia will be there, wrote one user on social media. Another user asked who would really want to see this fight, due to the veteran nature of both contenders. Mayweather is coming off a win over John Gotti III last year, which ended in a broken down fight after the referee stopped the bout due to an exchange of verbal aggression ringside. While the chances of that happening again are low, the boxing world doesn't appear to be happy about this next matchup. And while the fight is set to hold in Mexico, the press conference comes after Floyd Mayweather disappointed the Mexican government after missing a boxing class he was to speak due to his hostage in Dubai. The CDMX government had announced with great fanfare that retired boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. would give a massive free boxing class scheduled for Thursday, May 16th at the Zocalo in Mexico City. However, there was a last-minute change of plans. According to information from ESPN's Salvador Rodriguez, the Mexican capital's government has canceled the massive class that Mayweather had allegedly agreed to give, with Money even erasing the poster of the event after not showing up to the press conference prior to the event. At the event, the American boxer was also going to receive recognition from the government of Mexico City and was to be attended by several personalities, including promoter Fernando Beltran and fighters of the stature of Jaime Munguia, Daniel Zaragoza, Juan Paredes, among others. At the moment, the organizers have not given a concrete reason as to why Mayweather's massive class has been canceled, and that's all for now. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Until next time, peace out.